If you've ever been to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, you've seen this ride, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. It's a spinner ride that fits in beautifully with this part of the park. It brings a lot of energy and a lot of excitement to Adventureland Plaza. But watch out for those camels because they spit. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin feel like they've been part of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom forever, but they actually haven't been. Disney World visitors first got the chance to experience this spinner ride back in May of 2001, just a few months ahead of the kickoff of the resort's 100 Years of Magic celebration.
The Magic Carpets of Aladdin also slowed down the guests that used to race through this section of the Magic Kingdom as they made their way to Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Those toll roads can be found in the northeastern corner of the theme park. But how did these Magic Carpets come to be set down in the very center of Adventureland? To tell that story, we need to bring in the man who dreamed up this attraction and brought, for the first time, the characters of Aladdin to the Magic Kingdom.
So who dreamed up this spinning speed bump, which over the past 20 years has become a favorite of, well, not only guests, but the Magic Kingdom's operations team? It's veteran Imagineer Jim Shull. Until recently, Jim was Executive Creative Director at Walt Disney Imagineering, and we'd like to bring him into the show. How's it going, Jim?
Hey, great, Len. It's a great day.
So it's the late 90s. Disney comes to you and says, hey, we're thinking about Aladdin for the Magic Kingdom. But they've got their own set of requirements or needs that they need addressed, right? What are the boxes that Disney needed to tick off with this Aladdin ride?
Len, there are always boxes because until you get the green light to actually go to build, you've got to check boxes. Now, the boxes you check depend upon the project. In the case of Aladdin, the boxes were, hey, the park management wanted more ride capacity. We have a lot of people in the Magic Kingdom. We need rides. Okay, check. Sure. Retail. Oh, the Adventureland store managers wanted more people coming into their shops. They had this one shop in that plaza right across from the Tiki Room, which is a great shop, but by their standards was underperforming because frankly, you walked in and you had to turn around and look back to see the shop. So it didn't get the traffic they wanted. Second box, budget. Well, there's always a money issue. You know, somebody's got to pencil it out and say, if we spend X, we get X value in return. And the last one that was important for us was schedule, because if you have the other three boxes checked and you can't deliver it for, 5-10 years, people say, no, we're going to push away from the table. So those were the four boxes that drove the decisions on Aladdin.
And I'm sure, Jim Shull, because of my vast project management knowledge, that none of those boxes ever conflict with each other in the real world, right? Ride capacity never conflicts with what retail wants. Budget and schedule never conflict with anything else. It's all smooth sailing, right?
There's a lot of gnashing of teeth and gentle sobbing.
Rending of garments.
Yes, exactly. Yes. But, you always have to think about that because reality is you're trying to design to build. If you have the best idea and you can't deliver it, then it's not the best idea. And so I'm a firm believer that you move forward with design to deliver it to the guest. So, all the boxes need to be checked, which they were for Aladdin.
So when did Aladdin first come on your radar?
It came on my radar the day that Michael Eisner walked into a meeting and said, hey, guess what? Aladdin has been released into the theaters and it's going gangbusters. We all applauded softly. And then as he left the room, he said, oh, when can we have the ride?
That doesn't sound even remotely surprising to anyone who's ever heard a Michael Eisner Imagineering story.
No, they're one of many stories, but that was the true one. You can't make it up. The movie was hugely successful and it really was transformational because you had talent in this feature animation studio, plus Robin Williams' classic recorded session for the Genie. And so this thing just wanted to be a ride. It wanted to be a parade. It wanted to be a show. And so a lot of work from a lot of people all started happening at the same time to deliver.
When Michael Eisner walks in and says, where's my Aladdin ride? Do you then just run over to Walt Disney Animation Studios and say, show me what you got about Aladdin? I mean, how does that work?
Well, I was a fan of Disney before I ever became a cast member. So I'd already seen Aladdin, I think 3 times by this point. So I started to get kind of familiar with it. But yes, you're right, Lynn. I went over to Feature Animation's morgue and booked my time in the screen room and watched the movie. And then as we started to assemble the creative team, brought them over, we started doing screen grabs and started to find out what the heart and soul of the movie was and what could we do with it, whether it was going to be a dark ride, a spinning ride, a parade, or who knows what. There are 2 ways that WD operates. First, you look at projects that you feel are going to be successful. And, for example, let's take Dick Tracy's movie. That was going to be a huge hit. It was rolled into Disneyland, California. It was going to be a major attraction in the Paris studio. It was going to be parades. It was going to be all over the map because we knew it was going to be a hit. That was the logic. Everyone said, we know this is going to make money. It made money. Didn't make a lot of the money, and it underperformed to expectation. And so that's one thing. So you go, well, gee, that should have been bigger. It's not. The other way that happens is that you wait until that movie that you think is going to be a hit is one. And that's the case in Aladdin.
I mean, it did well at the box office. Likewise, took home 2 Academy Awards, one for Best Score and another one for Best Original Song.
That was for A Whole New World?
Yep.
I mean, who else,
All right.
who among us didn't have that, running through our head as an earworm?
There are so many times where if you're shopping for carpets or you're in the Morocco Pavilion of Epcot, the song just comes out naturally. Like Laurel and I, one time when we were looking for carpets, I ended up sitting on one just to see how comfortable it was. Of course, you break out in song because that's what you have to do, right, by law.
I bought this in the Morocco Pavilion, Len, so don't tell me about songs.
So every Disney theme park on the planet at this point has some sort of Aladdin attraction, except, Jim Shull, the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World.